Welcome to the Black and Gold Today, sponsored by Cadillac of New Orleans. I'm Jim Derry. Considering it had been 343 days since the Saints had last won in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, the luster had yet to wear off by Tuesday morning. And hey, enjoy it, because who knows what might happen with a trip to Philadelphia on Sunday to face a team in the same desperate boat. Desperate, I say? Hogwash, you say. Yeah, that gold fairy dust is flying and the magic carpet is getting amped up for takeoff. But who am I to burst your bubble? I'll leave that to the king of bubble bursting, and that's Saints beat writer Larry Holder. Like how I'm letting you play the role of the bad guy?
Don't I do that every day, typically in Saints land? And look, I did pick the Saints to lose. They finally won. Now, maybe when we do our show Friday, maybe I will pick them. Maybe.
I'm glad I don't have to read your email. My email's bad enough.
Don't even go on Twitter because it's even worse there.
Well, let's get right into a new Pick 6 segment in which I present 6 questions or observations, and you give me 20 to 30-second responses.
I like it.
Ready?
Quick,
okay.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. So what did the win do for the team's psyche, number one?
Look, absolutely brought them back up. It's not like they were down completely. I just said in my column leading up to the game, it's not like everyone was in the fetal position. Yeah. But look, you trade Akiem Hicks. The dynamic in the locker room changed, and yet there's no question this should help the Saints going forward, especially in a road game, like you said, against a desperate team.
Well, and leading into number 2, and coming straight from my intro, facing a team just as desperate as the Saints, does it help or hurt?
I think it could hurt, and yet it's not like the Eagles, their desperation could affect the Saints in that I'm not sure the Eagles are that good. Yeah. So I don't know if it matters what their psyche is, but still going on the road, emotional game on a Sunday night, is this Saints team, the young guys, mature enough to bounce back and play stellar football again? Okay,
well, the Eagles have yet to get their running back, DeMarco Murray, on track. It's been all the talk this week. They go to the Skins, and he still doesn't touch the ball, and he's like, I'm not touching the ball enough. Is this the week that, hey, we're going to pound the rock?
Well, last year he certainly torched the Saints, but that was with Dallas, and they ran the football, and they have a better offensive line. I think they're going to try to make a concerted effort to do so. The Saints have been susceptible against the run, and yet against in Week 4 against Dallas, they were able to slow it down after that big burst. So I think they try to get it going, but knowing Chip Kelly, he's a little too hard-headed. He may try to still throw, and throw again.
We know a little something about hard-headed coaches.
I don't know what you're talking about. No idea. No
forget
clue.
that I said it. The Redskins were successful against the Eagles this past week, doing lots of things that the Saints did against Dallas, and that is throwing a lot of short and intermediate passes. So does the Saints, does the playbook pretty much stay the same?
I think it depends on Drew Brees' arm, honestly. Report out today from Ed Werder, who's basically Drew Brees' spokesperson now, saying that they're going to be aggressive in trying to get that arm strength back. If it's not fully there, I think they still try to do this short, intermediate passes. And, of course, on the books, 80 yards, but it wasn't an 80-yard pass from Drew. So I think they try to stick with the same game plan. And Ingram even got going, too, so I'd look for them to try to run the football.
Rolling through the Pick 6, we're at number 5. If they can go to Philly and win, do we take them serious again?
You can't take them serious until they get over 500. We've seen them go from 0-4 to 4-4 in 2007. We saw them go to 5-5 in 2012. Never got over the hump. They need to get over 500, especially within the division, with 2 teams 4-0 already.
Even with a game, a Thursday night quick turnaround game against Atlanta. So if they beat Philly and they beat Atlanta, they're 3-3.
I'm still not there yet.
Okay.
They need to be over 500 because I don't think 8-8 is going to cut it this year.
Okay. Well, number 6, we'll finish it off with a question from a reader. Shakes. He says the offense has become too predictable, and he wants to know, would it be a good idea for Sean Payton to relinquish the play calling duties to Pete Carmichael?
I could just tell you it might be a good idea, but it's not happening. Yeah. And now Pete Carmichael has a lot of influence within the game plan. Look, Sean Payton trusts him tremendously, but I don't think he's going to take over the play calling anytime soon. Look, I don't think it's as predictable as in you don't have the same weapons that you're used to. So I think that's the bigger story than the play calling.
Had another reader actually suggest that next year at this time, Drew Brees retires and takes Sean Payton's spot.
Well, $30 million against the cap wouldn't count against the cap. It would just count against Tom Benson's bank account. So, hey, if you want to open up that much space, go for it.
Well, we'd love to hear from our readers beginning today. If you have a question you'd like us to read on the air here on Black and Gold Today, just add them into the comment stream or email me at jderry, D-E-R-R-Y, at NOLA.com. It's on the bottom of the story here. Also participate in our daily poll with each show, and we look forward to your input. Thanks, Larry, and we'll be right back with Tuesday's Extra Point.
What's one of the nicest things that comes with your new Cadillac from Cadillac of New Orleans? 0% interest.
Get 0% interest on all new Cadillacs, now at Cadillac of New Orleans. New owners, new attitude, on Lime Street in Rye in Metairie.
And for Tuesday's Extra Point, let's look back to the controversy surrounding the Monday Night Football game. The scenario is this: with the Seattle Seahawks leading the Detroit Lions 16-13 late in the fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford passes to Calvin Johnson, who was just a foot or so from breaking the plane of the goal line before Cam Chancellor knocked the football out of Megatron's grasp. The ball went bouncing through the end zone and toward the end line when Seattle linebacker K.J. Wright gave it a little tap just to make sure the Seahawks got it back on the touchback. I'm thinking of Happy Gilmore. Give it a little tappy tap. The Lions walked off the field in disgust, and hardly anyone seemed to even realize there was a problem with just what happened. Which brings me to my point. It's clear that what Wright did was illegal. It was clear minutes later that it took that long to figure it out. If the back judge had made the call, who knows what would have ensued. I liken this to a batter who sees a pitch coming his way and leans into it to make sure he gets to first base. How many umpires have you seen call the pitch a ball as it's supposed to be called? What makes it tougher for so many is the Seahawks are not one of those teams that makes one feel warm and fuzzy inside. But still, I wonder if it had been, say, the Jacksonville Jaguars or Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a game 2% of the country was watching at noon on Sunday, would anyone have even known it happened? My guess is no. My guess is also that most of you are saying some unkind words to me about right now. Well, that's it for today, my friends. Make sure to vote in the poll, and we'll release the results tomorrow. See you then.